Hi, and welcome back to Devoxx 2013. I'm here with Dan to talk about a service that Google is offering to game developers. So welcome, Dan.
Thank you.
Tell us what this is really about and who we're targeting with this.
Sure. Well, the service is Google Play Game Services, and developers have been asking us for a long time, how to help them, find users and how to help them engage users,
Right.
and more importantly, how to give them some features they've been desperately wanting. And so we put together a service that gives users what they've been wanting for a long time, which is cloud save. We have achievements and leaderboards which drive engagement.
Okay.
And what's really exciting about this is we haven't just done this for Android, but we've actually made this a cross-platform solution.
Hence the name. It's not the Android service. It's the Google.
Exactly, it's a Google service. And,
Right.
and it's really important because we recognize that people want to play games with not just their friends who own Android devices, but they want to be able to play games with their iOS friends, friends with other devices, and of course people who are using the web and Chrome.
Okay, great. So a lot of people can use this. So people have been using other solutions before. Here we're offering this as a service. Obviously, it's a Google service. You would expect this to scale, this to be always up, and so how about sign-in? Is there any identity integration offered with that?
So we do use Google Plus Identity, and that's really important because we wanted privacy to be paramount at the from the very start of this service, and Google Plus gives us the ability to give the users the kind of privacy controls they expect from Google. And that's really important. There was a lot of resistance to a lot of different sign-ins that we were seeing, and so we said, all right, what do we need to do in order to make sure we get as many people as comfortable with signing in and sharing their game activity with the people they want to share it with as possible? And so, it really was a no-brainer for us to look at Google Plus Identity.
So you are one of the person that looks after developers that build games. How has this been going so far?
There's a huge amount of excitement for it. Again, users have been really wanting this for a long time. People have actually been asking me, whether it's been developers, whether it's been gamers, they've been coming up to me and say, please, please do something in this space. And I think what's exciting is we didn't just do something, but we're really doing something with a very broad reach. We could have done something very, very simple, I think, and instead we chose to really go in with a tremendous service. And what's exciting to me is, it's a Google service. And, game developers were really, really worried in the past. They would go and they would choose a service that did some of these things. The company would cancel it, or as it would scale, it would start costing them a lot of money. And, what's great is we're providing this service to game developers for free across all these different platforms.
It's worth mentioning.
And if they're successful, they don't end up losing out, because the service is going to scale with them. It's not going to start costing them money. They can be comfortable that the service is going to be around, and that's exciting for me.
So one of the features is multiplayer games?
Yes.
And how does that really work? And is that real time? What kind of gaming really can I build with that?
I can't believe I didn't even mention that at the beginning. But yeah, so one of the most important features we do is real-time multiplayer gaming, and that allows a developer to create a mesh network with currently up to 3 of their friends, so a 4-player mesh network.
Okay.
And then it's real-time gaming, and it's great because it chooses the fastest route it can between the 4 players. So if you're on a local network, it will actually choose a route that will connect directly between the players for really, really high-speed, low-latency gaming, and it will also ping our servers and do NAT traversal for you if you need to play a game over the internet. So it's really, really powerful. And again, what's great is that in order to do this without Google scale, you would have to have machines and data centers all around the world in order to try to get low latency connections. And Google's just providing this because we want to make the gaming experience great.
Awesome. So, I've built a game. I know how to build games, say on Android. Let's take that example. What does it take for me to actually integrate with that service, and how hard is it to add it to an existing game?
So that's one of the things that's great, is that it's actually, on Android, it all depends on which platform you're on, of course. On Android, we've made it part of Google Play Services. So it's a part of things that people have already got on their device. We're constantly pushing updates to that, constantly making the platform better. And all they have to do is integrate a very, very simple library that we've put together. We have tons of sample code for them, including a bunch of great little sample games that illustrate all the different features. And we actually did a code lab here at Devoxx, where we had people integrate Google Play services with a game. It took about 20 minutes for most of them to get the basic stuff all integrated. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see how quickly people can move on it. On iOS, we also provide a client library.
Okay.
And then for the web, it's a series of REST APIs. And those can be used anywhere, of course, which is exciting. It's not just focusing on these two mobile platforms, but we wanted to make sure the experience for Android and iOS developers was great. And that also allows us to provide us with a lot of features to those users. So for Android and iOS users, for example, we support offline achievements, offline leaderboards, all of those kinds of offline features that people expect.
I was going to get to the offline part of it. Right? I mean, I commute, I take the metro, and connectivity is not always there. So how does...
Absolutely, it is really important. If someone gets an achievement offline, they want to see it pop up in the service. They want to see that it's going to get back to Google eventually. And so we do. If you get the achievement offline on Android, we'll go and sync it in the background the next time we get connectivity. On iOS, we don't do that yet, but the next time you play the game and you have connectivity, it'll make sure to sync things up.
Okay, great. So what is the experience in terms of the Google Play Developer Console? Do you get to see how people use your game and the API?
So you get a couple of things. One is that you do get some basic analytics on how people are using your game. Obviously, I always recommend people put their own analytics in as well. Yep. But as we roll this out further, we're going to have deeper and deeper engagement numbers, which is exciting. What's also cool is actually, we actually get to see the engagement numbers as well. And I think this is exciting because we don't track people's usage on Android. So we don't know what games they're playing, but now they're signing in. They're saying, yes, Google, we want you to know about what we're doing, and that gives us a much better way of actually directing people to games that we know users love. So it's not just a question of have they downloaded the game, but who's actually playing, who's actually engaging with that content. It allows us to be much smarter in terms of Google Play. And of course, we also have the Google Play Games application. And that's great because you can actually go to this application. We have, according to Google Play, between 10 and 50 million downloads of this already. Okay. And you can go and see what your friends are playing, and you can also see how your friends are progressing. And so you can go to leaderboards, and that's huge for competition. Like there are several games that I have played because I've seen that one of my friends are playing it, and then I realize that I have to beat their scores on the leaderboards because I'm naturally somewhat game competitive, I guess. So I see it working just within our team, and I know it's working out in the world as well.
Cool. So where should developers go to learn about this?
So they should go to developers.google.com/games. Okay. That'll take them to a page talking all about things that we offer for game developers, and then if you go to /game/services, that actually has all the things we're doing with Google Play Game Services. But do go to the main game site. There's a lot of stuff we're doing for game developers out there. I think that it's really exciting to see Google getting behind games the way we have in the last year.
Great. Well, Dan, thanks. This is all the time we have for. Try it out and provide feedback. You guys are online, available.
Absolutely. You can go, of course, to the Android developer channel for the Android APIs, and of course, go to developers.google.com to learn more about what we're doing and to see our announcements involving
Stack
games.
Overflow is a good place to
Stack
ask
Overflow
questions?
is a great place to ask questions, as always. We have a team that goes and monitors that, as well as making sure that we actually integrate your feedback. You can also actually give us feedback on our GitHub site. That's actually where we post all the sample code.
Oh, good.
And you can also post changes if you have any ideas or bug fixes that need to go there. That's a great place to talk with the team as well.
Cool. Game on.
Thank you. Game on.